Hey, welcome back here to the Central PA Pour, and Mr. Kevin is off to my left.
Howdy, howdy.
Mr. Dave's off to my right.
Hey, how's it going?
And I am Brett. Hey, man. We're coming into the springtime.
Yeah, it's nice outside. We're going to have 70 degrees weather next week, at the end of next week.
Okay.
With some snow squalls today.
We had some snow squalls as we're recording this. So, but by the time this goes out, we're into May.
Yes.
We're into May. Can't wait. All kind of shit going on.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to have to brew some more. Summer brews.
Yeah,
Summer brews.
Well, the thing of it is, since we're drinking up what we have, we need to brew some more.
Yeah, we got one of our beers on tap at Sign of the Horse. Devils and Skirts is down there. And by the time this episode's out, hopefully it'll be going. It's kind of cool, though. I got to check my own beer at a restaurant and a brew pub.
That was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Only you, Brett.
I'd take a sip.
Yeah. Well, we could sit here and finish this off now, and then we can get into our guests.
Yes, we do have a guest. So speaking of beer and stuff, we have a wonderful guest sitting in front of us. But don't forget to look us up wherever you get your podcasts and audio platforms at Central PA Pour on all our social media. Give us a like and subscribe. Help share the word because we are having fun at doing this. Welcome to the Central PA Pour.
Welcome. Welcome to me.
Welcome to you.
Yeah.
And it's Vicki.
It is Vicki.
Vicki.
Yep.
Vicki Jeffers from
Vicki Jeffers, Brewery Products.
So tell us a little bit about what Vicki Jeffers does for Brewery Products.
Well, I think it's a very, very long list, but I think the most, thing that would go with your show, of course, is I represent at the public functions, beer fests, things like that, all of our brands of crafts, in addition to domestics, of course. But for today, we're talking about the PA brews. We have a good, great PA portfolio. That was a lot to say. I also do a lot of our community events, which would be, brewery products out there, promoting our message. We do fundraising. We used to do a breast cancer fundraiser years ago. I am involved in York County Shrine. We have a golf tournament up at Hanover Country Club that we do in June. We had a Bud Open for years locally, and we actually had a Yingling tournament for many years as well. We still have a tournament we do up in Penn National. And I actually ran a fishing tournament at one point. We did to honor our original owner, Barney Thomas, who passed in 2003. He was a big supporter of Chesapeake Bay. So we had a fishing tournament for many years.
Wow. Hey, you guys do a lot.
We do a lot. Nope. And so events for me literally could be golf tournaments. It could be, like weddings, backyard parties. We do a lot of gun raffles, beer fests, and that's where I met you guys.
Yeah, we met you at the Winter Brew Fest.
Yep. Yes.
Which, by the way, was a cool fucking event.
It was awesome. I had so much fun planning that with Brad and Jim and Catherine. I find myself on a whole lot of committees like that. It's literally, I think it's been about 15 years solid that I've been doing events. Yeah. So, I've seen so many successful ones or just bits and pieces of all of them. And if you kind of take a little bit from each and just combine them, and they had a lot of enthusiasm, they wanted to do something. So they were a perfect group to work with. And
the perfect venue for
Absolutely.
A midwinter event.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Mechanical Bull. I got on it.
I did. I went on there to try to get other people to want to do it. It's kind of like, it's a no-brainer. It's like, of course you have to do that. It's here.
Yeah, and are we showing her on the Mechanical Bull as we are speaking now?
I think that
it's very slippery. My husband's like, that thing wasn't even moving. And I'm like, okay, so I didn't see you up there, but it's very slippery.
Absolutely.
They are trying to get you to fall off because that's the entertainment of it all.
So speaking of that, he did take it easy on everybody.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen that
thing.
Yeah.
When Jim asked me to slow his down,
okay,
in the episode I put out for the Brewfest,
was it already slow?
It was slow, but I slowed it even more.
Oh wow!
And
okay,
there was some that sped up.
Okay.
But yeah, he took it easy on everybody. And usually when there's a mechanical bull or something like that, when the women get on it, it's nice and easy. When the guy gets on it, he's jerking you all around.
Again, it was an entertainment for everybody,
it
just as
was
much for the people on it as the people watching it.
It was a ball breaker.
Yeah, it didn't have any spurs on it, did it?
No.
Where you could put your.
Well, you have to like when I got off, I literally had to walk. I was like, oh my, and I exercise. I was like, oh, yeah, it takes a lot to hold yourself on that bull.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure.
that's why I got up there, because there wasn't anybody really getting on it. But as the beer flowed, the afternoon went on, more and more people went up, and it turned in as it was a great idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, so hopefully that's not the last of that event. Hopefully that becomes an annual occurrence. The fact that we got to bring in all the PA brewers, we had 7, and then there was 8 independent, and there's plenty more I could invite to make it larger. But it was like a good, comfortable size.
I think for the venue size and what you had, it was perfect.
Yeah,
it was nice. Perfect time. We always have fun at these because we get to meet more people. Not just the brewers, but we're meeting the guests. We got to meet you. And that only helps broaden our network as to what we're doing. So we had a great time, and we're hoping we're back there again. You guys go down to Brew Kids on the Block. You said you were Oktoberfest or some of the things you and I were talking about before. So as this is coming out in May, we're looking at a lot of summer events and festivals and stuff that you guys are going to be participating in.
Absolutely. So I will say September, the end of the year is pretty busy. What happened after COVID, a lot of people hesitated having anything. Right. So I have some people that moved their events to the end of the year and never moved them back. So the end of the year so I'm pretty solid from literally April till the end of October. So most weekends, there's always something, whether I'm working it or just kind of like waiting in case anybody needs anything. Because I've already run 2 hours for something, nobody sees that behind the scenes. But you got to make sure the event goes off perfectly. So I love to support everybody's events. I kind of get interested and want other people to be successful. So, like Brad and Jim called me and said, would you help us do this event? And it's like, of course. It's like, I'm on so many different committees. Next week, actually, Hanover Chili Cook-Off, we have a meeting, and I try to put a good selection for them. And that's another thing I love to do, put a beer selection together for an event, try to have a little bit of everything for everybody
Make
to
sure
enjoy.
Devils and Skirts is on that list. Because it's that sign of the horse in Hanover.
So if they want to bring that to an event, they certainly may.
Let me call Brad right now.
Yeah.
But so I was glad we got to meet you.
Yeah.
Because I have heard your voice on the radio doing these kind of similar to what we're doing with brewers and stuff, promoting your brewers. Tell us a little bit about that. How did you get into that? Or is that just part of what Brewery Products wants to do?
So originally I started on Fox 43. So back before Braden was the chief meteorologist on Fox 43, he was one of the on-air talent reporters, whatever I'm not sure the exact term, but we would actually meet, I'm going to say at 4:00 in the morning at a place. And it could either be a restaurant, I actually did candy pairings. So we did, and that would be something perfect for this time of year with Easter. We went up to Anstein's Candy on Queen Street, and I took all these different beers. We had tasted the candy, and I picked which beer went from our portfolio that went well with it. I cannot remember the restaurant. I don't think it's around anymore. And again, 4:00 in the morning, he's interviewing the chef. And of course, we always have one of our beers as part of the show. And, this guy's like giving us all this crazy food or whatever. And I'm eating a baby octopus. It was just like, they're like, Braden's like, will you eat that? I'm like, yeah, I'll eat it. I'm fine. So he has a video. I don't know. I don't have it, but he has a video of me eating like literally legs and all. It was crazy. But we did that. And then my next anchor was Chris Garrett. So we did a lot. We popped up in Central Market. We, went to the different booths and, paired beers with them. And then we actually do our responsibility message on WOYK, who calls the Revs games. So at the end of the game, it's like, hey, safe ride home from Brewery Products. There's a certain, message we have. And then in with that, we get X amount of commercial time. So I think I exceeded maybe our commercial time a little bit, but I started out with doing interviews with the brewers. And as you know from interviewing people, not one's as good as the other. You know, you have the awesome. And I know you guys have interviewed Jason from Aldous, who's like the best person to talk to because he won't ever stop. But it's all good stuff. It's all like pertinent information, fun. It's engaging. Not all of them are like that. So after some that had to be edited to death that just didn't even make sense after a while, I just started doing the commercials myself. So I actually have to write scripts for about 10 or so. The one I'm going to re-listen to ones I did before to see if they're relevant. You know, the information's the same or if I want to change them up. But I probably have about 10 that I need to write and record.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And they just keep, you know, it helps them too with content and, you know, new listeners and, you know, something else for them to hear other than sports, but beer goes with sports. Beer goes with everything.
I was going to say beer goes with everything.
Absolutely.
Everybody said, well, are you going to drink a beer with that? I'm like, why not? I ordered, we went to dinner Friday night and you want some water? I'm like, nope, it's in the beer. Yep. I'm good.
I did start trying to drink water, though. It's supposed to be good for you. I do both. One of each. I have one of each in front of me now.
This covers all the 4 major food groups.
Yes.
That's all I need.
I know. There's bread. We could really, you know. I will say I would not be a good brewer. I'm good at promoting what brewers do, but, you know, that is like the most tedious process. There's absolutely no way. I watched somebody do it one time, a friend. I'm like, oh, I want to learn this. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you're talking.
I'm like, I will go buy it.
You're talking a few hours.
Oh, I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah, you might as well smoke some meat while you're doing that, you know?
We've done that. Dover Brewing's done that for us.
Dover's
right.
Yeah, we like that. We just keep drinking, and that's the problem. By the end of the process, it's like, oh, shit. Did I forget something? But speaking of beer and brewing, you brought with you a few.
I did.
This is all good. This is from Rusty Rail.
It is all good, but it's called All Good. So I brought Rusty Rail with me today.
And this is one of the brands you cover.
That is what they are from Mifflinburg. And I had a chance to talk to the guys last week. You know, they have so much going on in addition to their beers. But back to the All Good. So Fog Monster Hazy IPA was kind of like their flagship. This they came out with recently, and it's a session hazy. And I felt myself kind of migrate towards that. Love Fog Monster, but I just, I really like this. I really do. We're doing well with it. So tell me what you think.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All Good Hazy IPA from Rusty Rail.
I think I like swallowed. Can you hear me swallow? That was so weird.
No.
I can hear it in my ears.
Oh, did you hear it?
I heard it myself. That's so weird.
I tell you what,
Brett's the edit master. He can.
No, you're good.
I tell you what, it's very sessionable.
I know. We're seeing a lot more call for session. You know, the people that they said the people can drink multiples as opposed to being limited to just one or two. Mm-hmm. You know, and of course we want people to drink
more.
Obviously, volume is key. But yeah, so kind of, I don't want to say back to Rusty Rail, but so they have a lot of cool stuff going on this year. They just made a beer for the Hershey Bears. It's called Roar. Up at the stadium, they're selling it's it's the larger can, and it is a Vienna lager. So we have some cases of the 16-ounce can. I just checked our inventory. I wasn't sure if it was something we were selling or not just up at the stadium, but they made an awesome video, which I'm going to share with you guys if you want to put it, you know, to go with this, because it also shows us at Brewery Products receiving it, unloading it, you know, all that good stuff. And another cool thing, which you guys will see them at several of the events, they have a food truck now. So in addition to the beer, they're going to serve beer off of it, but they also have like their actual chef going to be making food. So they will be at the Brew Kids, which you guys will be at, Yorktoberfest, and I have to say, I can't remember which one, if it's whether it is Glenrocktoberfest, Arts and Brew Fest,
That's
June
in
1st.
That's in June.
Or Glenrocktoberfest, which is October 26th. It's at either one of those. I seem to lean towards the October date, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look.
It's interesting because I never thought the food truck thing would ever take off, and it's
Yeah.
all over now.
Well, now everybody has a food truck.
Yep.
Yeah. So back to this.
Yeah.
This is very sessionable.
Nice. Thank
Got
you.
a nice hint of citrus. It's not overbearing. I don't get any hoppiness really out of it. So well done, because with any kind of IPA, you're going to expect some hop notes in it.
Right.
That's the citrus that I'm getting is the hops.
Citrus usually kind of like cools off the hops for people, which,
But it's not over bitter.
yeah.
Oh, Dave
Absolutely.
Dave drank the whole
Oh,
glass.
I finished it.
Wow.
Okay, no, I got to
Give us your.
I got to put my point on it, but I did finish it, and it was drinkable, but it wasn't something that I would rush in and order,
Right.
Because my palate is a little different than theirs, and I'm more towards the stouts, the barrel age,
Right.
and of course the IPAs are on the other side, and I'll drink them. But
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of them.
Same here.
But it was it's good and refreshing too. That's another thing.
Very refreshing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our palates have all been changed since we started down this because we only went for the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, and that's another thing that is fun that I find fun doing events, because that's kind of where you can try everything.
Yes.
And, there's so many people that, even if they bring somebody with them that I don't drink beer, well, what beer have you tried that you didn't like? Did you try this one? I actually had a girlfriend went on I don't know where we went, doesn't matter. But she was one that would drink, like, let's say dessert wines and different things like that. So she would have friends like, why don't you like beer? You should like beer. Well, she tried her first porter, which was something more like a dessert wine.
Yeah.
So
heavier,
she didn't realize that was beer.
Yep.
She had no idea. The person was probably handing her like a light beer of some sort, and she's kind of like,
Or
I
an
don't
IPA
like it.
that's hoppy. Then
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So I always find it fascinating when people say they don't like something. And it's like, you're here, you paid whatever.
Yeah.
Try everything. Take a sip and pour it if you really need to, but try it.
We had that guy that hopped in.
I watched him. Yeah, the guy that why
goes-
did you come here? You've never tried it. Maybe that's why he came to
But
try
he goes,
things. Yeah.
I found out I like IPAs.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nice. Good. That's why you're here. That's awesome.
And I think
Yeah.
festivals are great for that.
Yeah.
Even if you just go to a brew pub,
Yes.
try a flight.
Right.
Try
That's why they have them. That's why they exist.
options that you can see. Okay, and ask somebody. Hey,
Yeah.
I drink Miller Lite. What do you got close to that?
Right.
Look
Yeah,
for
that's
a
true.
Helles Lager or a Pilsner.
All my friends are always like, we go somewhere and they look at me instead of the menu. They're like, what do I want? And
What do I want?
Normally I'm pretty good, and I have to pick out for my husband because he's a Michelob Ultra. He's like, I'm like, he's like, what is the closest? And usually like he'll have like a
What
Kolsch,
you have in that
he'll have
glass
a
in
lager.
front of you, that water.
I have what? Yeah, he
That's
does
the
like.
that's the closest to Mick Ultra, Coors Light. That's what's in the glass, water.
You know what? It's something people drink all day long. It's great on the golf course. All beers have their time and their place. But yeah, he's actually started to like some of the things I give him. Sometimes we leave and he's like, that was horrible. And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me? He's like, well, it's all right. He's whatever, he'll drink it. But again, he's very supporting. So the fact that I can do all this stuff is,
I think it's awesome.
he has no problem with it. I drag him along so many times.
You'd rather have somebody, that's going to come out and say, when they say that was horrible, I didn't like it. Da, 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 da. You would rather have someone say that than to sit there and stone face you and go, "Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, I drank it. It was all right." I love it. Yeah.
Some people we may never get, but you know what? If they try things and they honestly find a couple things that they appreciate, that's great. You know, a lot of these brew pubs, you know, they try to make something closest to a domestic because they have those customers. You know, a lot of them are making lagers and blondes and, you know, Kolsch, lighter beers, just for that reason.
Yes,
so
you have to have a wide variety because everybody's got a different palate.
You can't make just what you want to drink.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you have to, but way back in the day, like the first beer fests, I remember were like hop heavy. It was like, they called it like, they're only for hop heads, which myself, I was like, yes. But then of course the hazies came along and things were, you know, they added flavors, you know, there's so many, like the whole point is to bring more drinkers. Right. You know, they want more customers. I get it. But I do like my West Coast.
Yeah.
Haze, like my dank,
her
bitter.
She wants me to name
beers.
this episode I love IPAs. Like I love Pennsylvania.
I know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So he was going to have to think of something
That's
clever.
kind of clever.
That is kind of something clever.
That is clever.
I did tell her for your sake, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just don't put my face on the.
Get a variety, but don't bring all IPAs. Otherwise, Dave's gonna have a shit fit.
I did bring two. There are two that aren't IPAs.
Yeah. We got you covered.
Are we there yet?
No,
Right.
not yet.
That's what I'm thinking, Dave.
No, sit in
we
the
there
back
yet?
seat. We are not there yet.
So, Vicki, a little bit history of Brewery Products and how you got to Brewery Products.
So Brewery Products, current family ownership, 1965. So they've been delivering fun since 1965.
And I think
that's one of our taglines. Yes.
I was trying to get it in the little scroll text below us down here.
Yep.
It was too long.
That's okay. So I've been there since 88. I've been there. I'm like, I think I'm on like 36 years now.
Wow.
So I started out in the office. Our order pad, I guess you can see me, like our order pad was literally this big in 88. Now it is multiple legal size pages with fonts about that big. We have 4 core counties with our franchised Anheuser-Busch and Yuengling, but we have 10 additional counties that we are solid craft. Other than we have like Iron City, which is an awesome emerging. I think you guys, that would be a good conversation.
We keep saying we need to get. Did Iron City call us yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I will suggest they do. No, it would be a great
Good.
conversation. Well, that's another one with a lot of good history, just like Yuengling. So it's PA, but they've really, really come back and they're really in front of people now. So we do really well with that brand. So anyhow, our total of 14 counties now. So we go the whole way up to State College. And that's in a day's time. We have trucks that literally go up there in a day's time. It's a very long day. And then we're here. It was always Delta to Breezewood in our 4 counties. So even that was a long day of traveling for deliveries. So a lot, like some of the events I do, like I was in Altoona in January. We did one. It's the Mountain City Beer Fest. So we drove. I made my partner at work. I made him drive, and Crystal and I were just like, "You take us up there, we'll pour beer." You know,
We're pouring.
we're pouring.
Yes.
You drive. You know it. But yeah, it was a long day.
So at the Brew Fest, the Winter Brew Fest,
Yeah.
you had 7,
We had 7.
and that's not all you represent.
True. So what I tried to do for that event, and I will kind of relate it a little bit to Brew Kids, which you guys are familiar with. It's like a party amongst the brewers themselves. It's like a community.
Oh, it's a huge community.
Yeah. So the Brew Fest, I feel privileged to be part of that community. I mean, it's like you get to know the brewers and the people that work there, and everybody works together. They all want to put a successful event. They all go around and taste each other's beers. Everybody talks to everybody. Everybody works together, helps each other. You know, and that's kind of what atmosphere I saw at Winterfest, which is what I was hoping for. So if brewers can't come to, I'm going to say the majority of the fests, we will always pour something. In this case, I wanted brewers there. And of course, I invited all the non-represented local PA brewers. So that was the other 8. So I think it created that community event amongst them. But as you can imagine, their calendars are super full.
Yep.
So it's hard to get them somewhere, but it was not hard to get them in February.
No, and I think it's like
Yeah.
I said, that was a perfect time.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely was.
And
Yeah.
it was a great day. Heck, he could even had it outside at that time. I mean, it wasn't
Well,
all
I-
that
Wasn't-
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
It was
very
awesome.
true. We had the doors hanging open
Yeah.
for fresh air. We definitely
Yeah,
did.
it was a fun event. So
Yeah, I think you said about representing. You look like you had like 52 on your website.
Oh, yeah, we do. So if you go on our website, which of course you guys are listening, breweryproducts.com. So in the beer world, it's kind of confusing because there's a beer on there that is listed that we don't sell everywhere. We sell it in these counties, but we don't sell them in these counties.
Right.
So it is just the way things work, but it's a little misleading. So when somebody contacts me for like a wedding, let's say, I'm like, where are you calling me from?
Right.
Because of course, in the days of the internet too, I have people calling me from Florida. I'm like, well, we're not coming there. So, where are you calling me from? Because sometimes it determines what I can sell them in those counties. So it is a relevant question. So all the ones you see on our website, we represent them, yes, but you might, when you're buying them, you might not technically be, as a consumer, buying them through our channels, depending on where you're buying them at.
Yeah, I didn't see Devils and Skirts. That was the only thing.
Yeah,
that was not on there.
yeah.
I looked, but I didn't see it.
if it goes well, maybe they'll can it and distribute it for us.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just happy to have one on tap.
No, that's exciting.
We're
That's
going to have
awesome.
another one. Gift Horse going to brew one for us. So
Okay.
we're going to
No,
collab
you
with
mean,
Gift Horse.
Oh,
They're going to do the
Snitz-
ESP.
I thought the Snitz Creek was the next one.
Well, I got to get with Ryan from Snitz Creek. He wants to brew one too. So
Gotcha.
They have really good beer. We stopped. I forget why I was there. It doesn't matter. But love to stop and try different things. Oh, did you try the one that tastes like literally like bologna?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we brought
It
that.
tastes like. I mean, but it's not a bad thing. You'd think it would be a bad thing. No, we're talking
isn't.
flight. No, we're talking like part of a flight. We're not talking we're drinking one this big. But it was fascinating.
We
Yeah.
when we had Ryan in here, the brewer, we brought the seltzer bologna one up,
Yeah.
and he said yes, there is still a nick for that.
Yeah.
People love it.
Absolutely.
I told him, I'm like, I bought a 4-pack because I found it interesting.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was supposed to be a smoked lager, actually smoked.
I think you can taste the smoke.
And
Yeah.
the first can I cracked, I think the three of us were drinking
Yeah.
it. I was like, oh, just like you liquefied a stick of bologna.
Yes, it is.
I could not choke it down.
Kind of like an IPA, huh?
I think I wound up dumping the rest of the 4-pack. But it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's unique, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if they
it's definitely
sell-
worth doing.
Yeah, and
I
it's
think
not-
they did it well. They did it well. Like if they
Yeah.
did it and it didn't come out well, then I'd say, okay, great, you tried it, but don't do that again. But it's really good.
Yeah.
No, kudos to
yeah.
him. That was good. I mean,
Actually, it
one
went
time.
good with pretzels. It
You're
went
not
good
going to
with
get a
pretzels.
keg of it.
No.
No. But I wonder if they what they ought to do is make one for Swiss cheese and then put them together.
I don't know about that.
And
I'm
you-
sure somebody's tried it.
And you could put it on a fucking charcuterie board.
Oh, yeah. You could have a little beer charcuterie board. So that's another good pairing. I love doing pairings. Pairings are like awesome. It is super fun.
We've been talking about
We've been
that for a
talking about it for a
long
long time, and our problem is just the logistics of it is
Right.
is very, very tough because you talk to everybody and you say, hey, we want to do a beer pairings with food, and everybody has ideas, and they say
Right.
we do this, we do that, but that's as far as it goes because of the logistics of it. Whenever you say, okay, how about Tuesday at no?
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Right.
You just can't get them together.
So going back to you at Brewery
Yeah.
Products, you started in the office.
Yes.
You progressed to this, or was it a slow progression?
So, we call it parties, and I really don't know why, but that kind of encompasses everything. It was always something that whoever answered the phone took the party, and it was honestly one of those things where the majority of people would be like, "Oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Like, I'm not taking that call." You know what I mean? Like, there's so much involved. There's so much detail. There's so much conversation. So really, I'm going to say solid 16 years ago, it got to be so much. And then I will say all the other things I do as far as like community relations, I do all of the, I'll call it PR, like you said, with the commercials. Pretty much anything I could possibly get our name out. I'm in a lot of the networking groups, like with Carmen and Buy Local. Try to go to as many things as I possibly can. Now I'm in all these committees. Pretty much I do everything to get the company out there and our products to people on that side of the fence, not necessarily the on-premise, off-premise like our sales team is doing. Although I do have a whole bunch of the PA brewers, liquor, wineries that get our beer, that I'm their rep for that. So the list is long. Right now I am working on the York County Shrine tournament for June. So there's a whole lot of things I do. But yeah, so it kind of evolved, and it was something I was doing while I was trying to be in the office. And it just got to be, I was always on the phone with other customers.
Right.
And then it got to be, I don't want to say a little bit of a distraction. So now I'm like in an office upstairs. So that was kind of part of the evolution. But, on a Friday, like I'm loading trucks, like we have events going out for the weekend. Tony will call me downstairs. She's like, "Hey, are you ready?" I'm like, "All right, let me get my sneakers on." We're loading kegs. We're,
You don't have people for that.
I am the people.
I am the people.
I am
love
the
that.
people. So, well, and our delivery team's out delivering, all the bars and restaurants and beer distributors. So it's usually just Tony and I, but we have it down to a science. It gets to be late sometimes. We're there on we are the ones that work Saturdays. I have others on my team. Actually, some of the delivery team do events now too, because so we have 10 draft units, from one that holds 50 kegs down to the ones that hold 12 kegs. So we have 10. And there's weekends that every single one is out and rented. It various like weddings, like I said, backyard parties, gun raffles. I might have 3 gun raffles going on. I have 3 different guys in all areas of the county. In addition to I'm at a beer fest with the girls or whatever. There's only so much going on. So it's like coordinating. So I coordinate with the event, then I herd all the brewers, coordinate them, and then I have all of our people. So what I started doing many years ago, I get the event dates for the entire year, and by now I know where I'm at every single weekend until the end of the year.
Sounds like you got a lot on your plate.
Yeah,
But it's
absolutely.
super fun though.
Yeah.
I can tell your enthusiasm.
I'm extremely enthusiastic.
I mean, when we
It's
talked
like-
to you at the Brew Fest, I could tell your enthusiasm. And today, just you love what you're doing.
I love what I'm doing. I love my customers. I mean, just that I love I don't want to say the trust, like the relationship that I built over the years. It's like, if somebody's like, I'm like, how many tickets you're selling? They're like 2,000. I'm like, okay, I'll come up with a suggested order. Okay. Or they're like, how many brewers can you bring to this event? And then if not, how many can you pour in their stead? Okay. Whatever. And it's like super fun to like pick the beer menu, pick all these different things, like something you would like and you would like and you would like, and then I would like,
It's tough.
and make sure I'm always, trying to feature their flagship brand and maybe something crazy new to get people interested in the brewer. We have a lot of really good events that go on in the area, and the people behind them really, really do a lot to want the public to come. And for whatever reason that, whether it's a fundraiser, whether it's just a community event, and if you think about it, it's not just the person having the event, all those vendors that are there, their products, all the brewers, they want to get in front of people. There's, you're supporting larger than just that event.
Right.
You're supporting the whole community depending on who's there as vendors.
There was somebody that did pickles down there.
Yep.
Sauces, cigars. So you need all those vendors, not just beer, because there was people that come in there that, like you and your husband, doesn't like beer that much, other than.
But he'd be overeating the pretzels.
Right. So
would.
it helps. You're bringing a community,
does.
and
Yeah.
it helps bring other people.
And
there.
it's always, and I will say, I like to have only vendors that go with beer. Mm-hmm. We're not like selling siding or I feel bad for those people, or the window people that stand there and no one talks to them. It's like, here, have a beer. I feel so bad you're here on a Saturday because, nobody's talking about windows. Yeah. I will say I've bought jewelry already though. There used to be when Matt used when Matt used to do hibernation, I swear to God, I bought so much unnecessary jewelry. And then there was these weird purses that my girlfriends are like, these are awesome. They're great. We never used them again. They like clipped. It's the weirdest thing in the world, but people would just buy things, you know. But anyhow, so again, I like things that are more relevant. You know, the pickles, the pretzels. You know, well, we even had like Hidden Still was there with their products,
and we Cody reached out, so we got them coming on schedule. Yep. So finally, you've been after them for almost a year.
They're doing a great job. Their canned cocktails are awesome. Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping they bring some of that because I'm not a distilled spirits guy, so I'll drink it, but just a little.
We'll drink it for you.
Well, I know you will.
Well, I will say I do like that too. I also like wine. I like things. I just like stuff. Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, we got another one sitting here.
Awesome.
And this is kind of what you were saying is up your alley.
This is up my alley. I'm super excited.
This is called
Nice. So like, imagine just like sitting there smoking weed. Nice. Like that, you know, I mean,
right.
We're talking a little bit danker, you know, West Coast. And again, like I said, this is where it all started. And people thought that's all Beer Fest was like IPA.
And we still get that to this day.
It's so, people just can't forget. It's like, maybe that's how it started, but look at all the things that are here.
It's a preconceived
idea.
It is.
It is so preconceived.
Because we'll get people, you like all that craft beer. It's all that hoppy stuff. I'm like,
it's like, no,
all beer has hops.
Yes.
Period. It's part of the ingredient.
Right. Or they say they don't like us, like I don't know. They don't like a certain style. It's like, well, there's so many styles. And then even within that style, there's so many things people do to it now. I will say I don't like fruit flavors, like the fruit flavored IPA. Me personally, I like the IPAs just
plain IPA.
Just plain. I like plain.
No strawberry, mango.
No,
guava, smoothie sour.
But honestly, that's what gets that new consumer at times.
Yeah,
they need to add those things. And I get it. That's great. There's something for everybody. Cheers.
To nice.
Nice.
With the little doobie hanging out of the mouth.
Nice. Yeah. Yes.
It is. I definitely got more hop note. Definitely more hoppy. It is actually a nice color.
I was going to say it's an approachable West Coast, I think, too.
I kind of like this one better than the first one.
Do you?
And I don't like the hoppy.
Okay.
But this is good.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's refreshing, too.
It is. It's actually, it's not, so when some people think of a West Coast, it's true hoppy, hop forward, pine, dank, whatever.
Yes.
Burnt rubber tire.
This is not. This is very nice.
This is good.
This is easy on the palate.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Dave, comments? He's not going to finish that glass.
I might.
You might. It's actually it's very nice.
So maybe I brought some to turn him around.
No.
It's
not going to happen.
Okay. I tried.
When you turn a person around, he sits back and he enjoys it.
Okay.
Enjoys it, glass after glass after glass. And I'm going to be honest, I'll finish this maybe. But I'm not going to enjoy glass after glass after glass.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
no, it is a nice, easy drinking West Coast style.
Yes.
It's not overbearing. It's got more hops to it. Little pine, little
and the haze. There's no haze, so we got rid of the haze. I really enjoy it.
So, what got you into IPAs?
So I will say I hate to say it, but I was one of those people that had the attitude like, what's up with, all this.
Right.
But this is what I always used to say to people, drink what, and you could say this to whatever. You could say this with porters. You could say it with stout. You could probably say it with any beer. Drink one every single day. And at the end of a week, you will like that. You can train yourself to like anything for the most part.
Yeah, you adapt.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is,
or you get brainwashed. One or two.
But that, I've had multiple friends do that, and it held true. So I'm just going to say it's a thing.
I know when we first got on Untapped and stuff, I'm chasing the badges like a Boy Scout.
Okay.
and one of them was a check of beer in every day. And I'd come home and grab one out of the fridge, which I normally didn't do.
Okay.
And she's like, my wife's like, "Do you got to have a beer every day?" I do this week.
It's a job.
I do this week.
Yeah.
It's a commitment.
You know what? I think I was on Untapped for like 5 minutes. I'm like, no, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this.
I do it now it's just a challenge. It's like, can I get
I
to,
use it as a reference. I mean, it's a
our
great
personal-
reference. I do honestly, when we get new beers, I do look on there. Everybody does now.
Yeah.
I use it for my traveling. So every state that I go
It's
to. or
it's our
vacation.
it's our personal data log.
I mean, it's a little passport for you, I assume.
Right.
Yeah. And
Now,
that's cool.
I think it's cool for Kevin, the fact that with all the traveling he does,
He's out of the country.
he's
and-
everywhere, and
Okay.
and he gets to go and try different beers from different breweries and such, and that's kind of cool.
Right.
I'm stuck here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he can doesn't he bring any back for you guys?
Occasionally,
Not often.
No.
not often, he brings them back, but he
It
does.
depends on where you're traveling to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing of it is like I used to travel a lot too, but I don't. That was shut up. I could see it coming, so. But anyway, I can understand Kevin's point. I could see where it's just, using Untapped. It's a great way for him to document where the different beers that he's tried in different areas in different states.
Well,
and
it's
such.
a good way
very
to
nice.
get to know the area too. If you pop into brew pubs, that they're all super local. It's just a way to meet people.
First thing I do.
Yeah.
I pull it up Google Maps or Google search craft beer pub near me.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the first thing I'm looking
Maybe you
at.
need to take your show on the road.
But this show,
Yeah.
oh,
Take your show on the road.
we've actually done that, but
Well, I mean, we
Locally.
Did it,
Yeah.
we did it locally. Yeah. So
if we can find a way to
like a
have-
sugar daddy.
have
I'm sorry.
people.
Have people.
Wireless.
Other than your people, like me, have people.
Yeah.
I am the people. I am
You
the
ha-
people.
you have people. You're telling me about carrying the
Yeah.
but we're the people.
Yeah.
Whenever we go anywhere, we're the people.
Right.
We're the ones.
And this setup's
Setting it
got to
up.
go with us. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
We enjoy it. I mean,
Yeah.
we do have a lot of fun setting
Definitely.
setting up, and it's
Like
not the great. We don't have the greatest control of the audio and stuff because you're in
Right.
Right.
It is a live event.
Yeah.
So you got the background.
I'm sure outside ones are a little bit more challenging than I'm sure Winterfest was perfect for you guys.
Brew Kids when they had the DJ
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
that was interesting.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting background.
Maybe
Yeah.
you'll have to be at a different location next
Well,
year.
he did move us a little bit down, so we were in front of the building a little
Yeah.
farther.
Yeah,
that
got a
we
little
didn't have
shielding.
that direct.
Yep.
It wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't too
I
bad.
did see you guys there, and I'm like, who are these people? These people. Who are these people?
Who are
what are
these
they doing?
people?
Yeah, what are they
We're
doing?
still around.
Yeah. And they
Now
treated
you know.
I
Yeah.
know.
And they treated us like gold out there because they put
That's awesome.
where they put us. It was just absolutely perfect
Yeah, they
for
always
our
do.
setup.
Did you get hit with Nerf guns?
We did. That was
Oh,
the best
yeah.
part.
Multiple.
Oh.
So Emery showed up on down at the Winter Brew Fest.
Yes.
and,
I know. I heard him. He's like, where's the Nerf guns?
I said
Yeah.
the only thing missing is them damn Nerf guns. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
yeah, it's a community,
It is such a community.
and it's a fun
It
community.
is. It's a super nice group of guys. Or I say guys.
It's everybody.
Yeah. There are girls. I'm usually like one of the girls, but no, it's a super group of people, and they all help. Like I said, they all help each other. Everybody wants to support each other. Even if you look on Facebook, they share each other's posts. Even if they're, they might be competing with whatever it is for that evening, but they still want to let everybody know what other things are out there.
I think we've brought this up with several of our guests. There's enough of the pie that they're
absolutely.
they're not competing for the same piece.
Right.
They are help exploiting the pie,
Yeah.
and they're all gathering from it. And it's the way it should be.
Without even trying, people mention other breweries about whether it's a collab
Right.
or just something positive about it. Hey, I met up with such and such, and man, his beer was the best.
Yeah, it's just
It's always-
we're happy to be part of it now.
Yeah. And it's fun to be part of it, I
Yep.
think.
They call us a lot, like, "Hey, man, I got this thing going on. You guys want to come down?" Like, I'm going with Brewery Tours. He'll do some certain things, and he'll call us, say, "Hey, man, I got this. You guys want to come out?" if we can, we will.
Right.
We tried to get down to the Glen Rocktoberfest or the Glen Rock Arts and Brews.
Yeah,
Fest
Arts
in
and Brew is
June.
June 1st.
It
Glen
didn't work
Rock
out.
Toberfest is October 28th.
Hopefully, don't rain.
Don't
This
say
year.
the R word. That is like literally, and it's funny because I will watch things on TV and like you see like, let's say golfers or just, even the football players in the rain. I'm like, you could not pay me. Wait a minute. I was setting up a tent, having water poured down on
Yes.
me, and I'm there on a Saturday setting. I'm like, okay, so then never mind what I just said.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm doing
So
the same thing.
Go watch our episode from Yorktoberfest. It was just
Oh,
me.
yeah.
These guys
Yeah.
weren't there.
Yeah, we knew what the weather was going to be.
So you were like, oh,
And
you
I
can handle
I
that. We
called
got
Kevin
stuff
up
to
and said,
do.
You
Yeah.
really want to do this? Nah, I don't want to do this. Let's give Brett some lame ass excuse.
So Tony and I were actually up and we were doing, and this isn't York, it's Harrisburg, but Tony and I were up doing Suntoberfest in the rain up there. The rest of our team was down doing Yorktoberfest, and I felt so bad. And then I have people that literally did not wear rain boots. I'm like, you knew it was. They were like, my feet were wet all day. I'm like, really? You think so? I mean, I felt like I am a mom. I remind everybody of everything, but I'm thinking I didn't think I'd have to remind you to wear shoes of a certain kind. I'm like,
if you watch that episode and fast forward towards
Right.
the end, you can tell there's a couple things going on with me. I am cold.
yeah,
I'm wet.
yep.
And I'm getting a buzz. Because by the last guest, I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting there and my butt cheeks are shivering.
Oh my God. Sometimes you're shaking so bad and you just don't realize it till you actually get in a warm vehicle. Then you're like, oh my God.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
I came home and I stood in the shower for about 20 minutes. I was like, oh yeah. I feel
Been
so
there, done that. Yes.
I called him. I was getting off the airplane. You want me to stop by? Maybe I'm
But
a little
I
tired.
did-
I'll go home.
I did tell Matt, look, I'm not setting up in the grass. If you don't have a dry
Right.
spot for me to at least set my equipment up.
Yeah.
And he did. He put me
Oh,
underneath
yeah.
the hard top. So
Right,
we had a
right.
good time. I'm hoping it works out again. I mean, it
You know
was
what?
actually
Everybody,
a good
people that
crowd.
came had fun. I mean, I don't want to say surprisingly, even ours up in Harrisburg, it was attended. Like people were
It was.
literally getting wet and not caring.
They don't care.
They don't.
don't-
They,
they don't
really
care.
don't. And you know what? And good for the event that people still come.
Well, when
Yeah.
you make it rain or shine,
Yes.
you just spent $50 for that ticket.
Yeah.
You're gonna go use it.
Right.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And by all means, you get all your money back. I mean,
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
just worth it.
And honestly, sometimes it's entertaining.
Right.
You never know what's going to happen. The person's going to slide out and, this happened.
Yeah.
There goes a tent. Not that we ever want that. That's happened. We do stake them down. But yeah, so lots of things can happen.
So besides
Yeah.
loving what you're doing at Brewery Products, you and your husband is in the construction, and you also say you help with that as well once in a while.
I do. Yeah, I don't get to help as much as I used to. Now we
you
actually-
got your schedule busy.
Yeah.
I work 7 days a week, whether it's with brewery or otherwise. Here I am talking to you guys on a Sunday, which I don't feel as though it's work because I'm enjoying it. Love conversation.
Great.
So, and saying that, like, if we go out and unfortunately, like somebody that I work with or one of my team, we're like, yap, 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 beer, beer, beer. And then, of course, let's say we're at a brew pub, we start yap, 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 whatever. And my husband's like, all right, whatever, But then we run into somebody in construction. Oh, look, we're talking about kitchen cabinets. Oh, well, that's exciting.
Windows.
So we both, yeah, absolutely. So, but he supports me. I support him. We each
great.
help each other. I have him doing events now with me. I try to make it something that he would enjoy. Like there's music, there's other things to do. He actually judges the chili cook-off. He's been a judge for years now. Loves it. We take a trailer up. I give him a chair. And him and Bill O'Brien are buddies. Bill's like, hey, Rich, see you back there on your chair. And they're
Bill's
like
a good guy
waving.
too.
Yeah.
Bill's a fun guy.
So, and he judges. And there's other ones he does with me, or I take him, like I took him to Brew Kids. He walked around a while and he's like, all right, find me a bar stool. There you go. And Crystal and I just popped back and visited him every once in a while.
That sounds like when I take my wife to anything, like she just kind of sits there because I'm Mr. Gab.
I know.
The gift of gab.
Yep. And it's good to have him involved.
Absolutely. Yeah. He honestly, so we go on field trips. We call them field trips. Like we will go to a different brew pub, whether it's a brand we carry or not. from here to wherever. It's always like they're always good ones to go to. Yeah. And he enjoys it. It's an adventure. We actually did we represent Rotunda. They actually do a kegs and eggs. So I made him go. Well, then Crystal, who works with me, she was up there sampling, and we met her up there for lunch. She throws this like Viking hat on him. And of course we had to take pictures and post it and stuff, just because he looked silly. But he's like a trooper. Love it. Like he's like, whatever you want to do, that's cool. And it's so fun. It's super fun. Yeah.
And you have guys have kids? And
so my daughter is 30. Well, his oldest son and my daughter, they're both, they'll be 34 this year. And my daughter and her husband just bought a house. So luckily, I'm kind of glad this is a little bit of my slow time, even though I've had some beer fests. We've been down there helping. He's actually down there right now, or possibly back by now, helping, renovate as much as they possibly can before they move in. His oldest son is going to be 34 as well. He's a car dealer or manages several car lots. He's doing awesome. And the youngest son, he actually works with Rich now. And honestly, as talented as he is, he's going to be better than his dad.
Wow.
He's doing a super, super good
That's
job.
awesome.
Yeah.
Meticulous, just, attention to detail. He does a super good job.
Yeah, but that's always the dream.
Yeah.
The dream is that you want your children to do better than you. Right?
Oh, absolutely. Well, and I did when my daughter was little. I took her to when no daycare. You're going to work. Here, fold this, mail this, do this. Oh, we're selling T-shirts. Let's go up to Gettysburg Bike Week. You're going to be here at the stand. And you're going to sell T-shirts with me. Bring a friend. Here we go. This is what we're doing. I always had her involved when we had the Clydesdales. I have pictures of her with the Clydesdales since she was a baby. And now my grandson, he's 2. So the next time we get them, hopefully I will get some pictures to restart the tradition. So it's kind of cool.
I saw the pictures of the Clydesdale.
Yeah.
Were they here?
Yes.
Because I took pictures of the Clydesdales when they were downtown York.
Yeah, we had them in downtown York. So I want to say we have mainly got them every 2 years or so. Okay. The last time was, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, I'm going to say 22 was the last time we had them.
That's about right. That's about right. About a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was about right. That's probably back. I'd have to look at the date on the pictures, but that's probably the time that I took them.
Yeah, we have a great time with them. They're a great group of people.
Is that just something that they do for promotional, or does Brewery Products
we actually request them?
You have
we actually request them, and we fill their week insanely with things to do. It's just super fun for the community.
Sounds like a Central PA pour on site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could definitely
that
be
sounds interesting. Yeah.
So we got to get the guy to make some more bologna beer. Get that Oscar Mayer Wiener truck coming through town.
The Oscar Mayer Wiener truck was parked. So we live on Queen Street. No, I'm serious. I came home the one day and I just looked to the left, like Pine Street. We're like near Rathton, near the hospital.
Yeah.
I looked, I'm like, what is, so I drove around the block. There was the Wienermobile. And I understand the paper or that somebody interviewed the person. I guess you can sign up to be like the Wiener driver
for a year or two.
And we were actually heading up to a beer fest last year, driving through New Oxford. And actually one of my girls that works with us, it was parked literally up from her house. I'm like, did you see this by your, and we take a picture and say, it's like, where is this thing coming from? What's it doing? But yeah,
their goal is just to drive.
Is it?
I guess.
Is it still
It's still around.
It's a big
It's
deal.
still running around?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
I had thought I'd read somewhere that they were retiring it, but I guess not.
No, I'm going to say Fox 43. I saw it on an online article. It said they interviewed whoever locally is driving the Wienermobile, and they're done. Their driving of it is done in June. So now whether it'll go to somebody locally or it'll go to somebody else entirely, I have no idea. But it was super cool.
I'm driving the hot dog.
Yeah.
You're driving a hot dog.
What was it? Was it the movie? The drive-ins, they always have the hot dog.
Oh,
The
yeah.
dancing hot dog.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're dating everybody in this room now. I mean,
I don't think they do that. I don't know.
Oh, no. Go up to Har's. They still have the old time
They do.
refreshment
We used to
thing
go
playing.
to, oh my God, what was the one in Columbia?
I don't know Columbia.
No, there was one in Columbia. I took my daughter and her friends every single weekend.
Lincoln Way used to be up here in the West End.
Yeah.
Stony Run was out on the east end of York. I
We
don't
used to
remember
go to the one in Columbia when my daughter was little. I would take
Maybe
her and her friends.
Was it
I
called
can't remember.
Starview?
No,
Maybe it was
I don't remember it. I'm going to remember it later. It doesn't matter.
I mean,
but
Silver
it's gone.
Springs was a drive-in up there as well.
It was it was just an awesome evening.
You can't ask me because I'm not. I am not originally from this area.
Okay.
In the area I was from was Johnstown, Pennsylvania. If anybody ever knows where the hell that is. But, yeah.
Johnstown.
Johnstown. Yes, I used to live there.
It's near the Flight 93 Memorial.
Yes, it is near it, and I've been to that a couple of times when I've gone back. But yep, my memories go back to Johnstown for drive-ins. And, and I think all of the theaters that I've ever been into, they're all gone. And in fact, all of the schools that I've ever gone to in Johnstown, with the exception of the University of Pittsburgh. That's still there, but all my schools that I've gone all the way through.
K through 12?
Yeah, they're all gone. They're all tore down.
I'll keep my comments to myself.
Wait. No, where's this? No. Where's this going?
I'm just going to be rude and say, are we surprised by this? No offense. Just,
Hey,
no offense.
You and these two guys, you can go on. You're fine. You're biting into their apple. I mean,
Yeah, well, I'm not afraid to say, yeah. The little one-room schoolhouse that I went to kindergarten in is now a different thing. I will say that.
She goes right along with it.
yeah, she does.
Seriously.
But we got another beer sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God.
Well, this one I think will be more up your alley.
This is a hefeweizen. Now
It is a peanut butter, imperial peanut butter hef.
Imperial peanut butter.
So this, it's called Fool's Gold. This is one of their. They call it a legacy brand. It is year round, and they've done different versions. They've done Fluffer Nutter, which of course has marshmallow.
Yep.
They've added chocolate. So, but their love of peanut butter is appreciated.
I can see it because I think the last one's got a little bit in it as well.
You
So
can smell
cheers to Fool's Gold.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Smells good.
So, unlike Dave, or like Dave with his IPAs, a Heffy is not up my alley.
Mine either.
So it's not something I will go get, even though it is a very drinkable,
It is.
sessionable beer. The peanut butter is definitely forefront.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it
Peanut
ever?
butter. Y'all like peanut butter?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes.
I would say if you don't, that's a little weird. But you know what? I know, like you said, this was going to come out in May, but perfect timing. Easter's coming.
Yeah.
Peanut butter eggs.
Yep.
Perfect time for this.
So what would you pair this with?
Peanut butter.
That's a
I
good
actually
question.
probably did pair this with something. But I mean, this is just easy. I mean,
Crackers.
your favorite chocolate. Well, you could do
I gotta say, because if you
chocolate.
just
You could
did
do the
ass
marshmallow
times-
eggs. Marshmallow eggs, chocolate, the marshmallow peanut butter egg together, even better.
There we go.
Yeah, pretty much anything that peanut butter. Even like a jelly filled donut. My husband loved donuts. I don't eat donuts.
I love donuts.
Okay, well then a jelly filled donut.
Maple donuts glazed.
Okay. So apparently, I'm told Highs down. I don't even know where we were. He works down in Maryland most of the time. They have the best donut on earth. I don't know, but that's what he
Where's
said.
that one?
It's Highs. It's like a convenience store.
Oh, okay.
Going down. It's on 430. Get off at 439, and you end up driving past this Highs. It has the best donut. I'm told on earth. He hasn't stopped, and I would have one bite. I would have one bite.
I'm gonna have to go
That's
try
it.
it because
Yeah.
everybody tells me the Krispy Kremes
Oh, Krispy Kremes.
are the ones. I'm like, they're okay. It's a donut.
Okay.
Like, give me a maple donut.
Okay.
Glazed. I'll take that over a Dunkin' Donut.
Have you ever had a croissant glazed donut?
No, I don't think so.
So back in the day when I did eat such things, and people that know me will laugh about that because I don't eat bad things as much as I possibly can. This is not bad. We never give this up. But a croissant glazed donut. They have them at Giant, or at least they used to. And actually, when we did the chili cook-off, they have a local baker bring, like, for the volunteers and stuff in the morning. And like Rich told me, like, that was like the best as well. So they're out there. But give that a whirl if you're into glazed
I'll
donuts.
try it. I will say when I was down in South Carolina, what's the big city down there where the ship is and stuff?
I'm geographically challenged.
Me too.
Yeah, I have no idea. The
doesn't
lady
Is
tells
South
me where to go
Carolina
in the
anywhere
car, and
near-
I go there.
The bitch in the box. That's what my daughter calls it. The bitch in the
But
box.
Mike.
there was a
Yeah.
craft donut place called
Yeah.
Glazed.
Okay.
So I went down there. 6 donuts ran me $20. Just 6. But it was so damn good.
Wait a minute. Let's back up. You said that pretty good for a 6.
6?
6th.
I'm not saying 6th,
Oh, here we go.
but I went back down and got another 6. So for a dozen donuts, I paid $40.
Nice. I guess they were good.
They were so good.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of those places in our area that do craft food.
Yeah.
Yes, you're going to pay a little more for it. Just like this, you're going to pay more for a craft beer.
Yes.
But it
and
is
I have no
well worth it.
problem with the cost of
I
that.
don't either.
I really
I don't
don't.
know.
Well, there's that company downtown New York that makes great donuts. It's a nice brewery.
Oh,
Oh, Nate, it's Gift Horse.
Gift Horse,
Oh,
yeah.
no, because I've just been in there again, and
Gift
he
Horse.
still doesn't have his donuts back on tap.
I was going to say that. I haven't seen the donuts on the menu in a
He
while.
has not had them.
There.
yeah.
Every time I
last
go in.
time,
Nate,
Okay.
you got them? No, I'm like, I'm fucking leaving. Bye.
The one time, I think Brett bought 4,
yeah.
and I didn't know, so I bought some. And
Oh,
then
no.
one of the 2 of us he gave extra to,
Right?
and we're just stuffing ourselves.
We had
Oh
we
my
had
God.
donuts galore.
They are some pretty good
We were
donuts.
fortunate we had a wise with us.
Yeah.
So they
Although-
helped with eating the donuts.
He did
that was
have
good.
his for restaurant week that they had here in February.
The cookie shot.
Well, they had
Yeah.
they did the cookie
they had
shop.
a custard dessert
Oh.
that they took Jason Gift Horse's Pabst Candy Porter, salty
Okay.
caramel
Yep.
porter that
Uh-huh.
he
Yeah.
reduced down to a glaze and had that on that vanilla custard. Oh my god!
I very rarely order desserts. There's some that I,
Yeah, I don't.
every once in a while.
I drink beer, I eat junk, and I don't care.
Oh.
I try to behave other than the beer part.
I think it's awesome, man. You are the beer junkie in your relationship. I think that's awesome.
It is. I know. It's so funny because when people bring, I give him like the limp number 1, whatever it is on the menu, and then I get like the number 5. They try to go like this. It's like no opposite. They're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
He's like, whatever she wants me to have, that is what I will have.
And I
That's how
know
he
when we
words
were
it.
down at the Brewfest and I had
Yeah.
you try the Devils and Skirts, you're like, it's not up my alley, but it's pretty good. It's all right.
I can appreciate something even though I won't be like with Dave. Like you'll appreciate that this is a good whatever version this is, but you're not going to order it yourself.
Right.
And that's just when like I said, when people say they don't like beer or they don't like something, you just might not like that particular style, but is the quality good for whatever that is?
And that's the downside
Yeah.
to Untapped.
Right.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. it
And
can
we've
be.
heard that. And it goes like me with business, the Google reviews.
Yeah.
It's the same
You
thing.
shouldn't rate something that you don't care for in the first place.
Right.
You should taste it and go, oh, well, that's a good whatever that was, but I won't order it. But yet don't
Right.
leave a review because you're not the person that should.
To me,
I agree with that.
The trouble with something like Google is the fact that Google's global, and you have someone that gets on Google that rates something bad, and then all of a sudden, like someone in California is reading it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense whatsoever, and I can
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah, but internally here, we'll go out, we'll get a flight, which 9 out of 10 times includes an IPA, and Dave and I don't care for them, but
Right.
we'll get it.
to try it.
To try it.
Oh, the damn
Gotcha.
that wasn't too bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're willing to open your,
Absolutely.
palate or imagination or whatever you want to
And
call
we've
that.
said
yeah.
if we don't give it a good rating,
yeah.
we're gonna actually describe
Oh yeah.
this is not up our alley, but
Yes.
it meets all the criteria.
yes.
Yeah, there is a
That's a better way
section
to
up
do
there
that.
that
That
you
is a-
can
yeah.
you can explain why you didn't like it, what you thought about it, but nobody uses it.
Yeah, I don't like dank IPAs, but I'm gonna check this in and give it a one star.
Yeah, just
but
fun.
then that ruins it for,
Yeah, for
the
everybody.
brewer.
Yep,
It's unfair.
Yeah.
And we've heard that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you almost have to be on Untapped as a brew pub,
Yes.
even though it is. You got to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
The customer, like, when I tell people with like Google reviews, and I'll hear other fellow business people, don't reply angrily.
Yeah.
Reply to it
Yes.
in a professional
You have to
manner,
address
because
it at least.
You are not replying to the person that left the review. You're replying to everybody
that
else
read it.
Yes.
That read it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's probably the same with Untapped.
Yeah.
Most us beer people we don't even look at the ratings.
No.
I just go in, I check my beers in. And
I want to
give
know
them
what my opinion is, not what everybody else's
Exactly.
opinion is.
But you also said something earlier that you're 10,000% correct about. Speaking only for myself, barrel aged, 14%. Oh, got to have it.
yeah.
And now we don't even think about that anymore. I don't care if
Yeah.
it's 2%. You
Well,
know,
I
let's
mean,
try it.
I was kind of talking off, I don't want to say off camera, in our little break here, but, the evolution of the person coming to beer fests have changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
People used to literally be going, what's your highest percentage? That's what they would drink. They would move on to the highest. There was a certain goal that they had for the day. Obviously, you can see that. Now, people are more thoughtful. They are actually coming up at, what do you have? Tell me about it.
Right.
Having a conversation. They will open their mind if you suggest, hey, let's try this. What do you? We always say, what do you normally like? But they're tasting it. But what they're doing is they're taking their teeny little sample and they're walking somewhere to stand there with their friends and talk about it, or talk about whatever they're doing. And then they'll come back. It's not a frenzied thing.
Right.
You want people to appreciate it. You want people to know what they've drank. The ultimate goal for the brewers are they want the sale later after
Right.
these people leave. And I'm always like, take a picture of the can. I have sell sheets or whatever we have. Take a picture so you remember after this is over, you can look at all your little pictures. And
I think
know,
the passport that you guys had, I don't know whose idea that was.
probably Catherine's. I'm going
That was
to say
a great
guaranteed
idea
Catherine's.
because we're not really in that side of brew kids and stuff. But that passport was a good idea because you had all the
Yeah.
brewers listed.
Well, we were doing voting. We wanted, and that's something that several of my events do, but not all of them do. But it's super fun to go around and vote. Like, it doesn't have to be the beer, but like, what brewer did you like best overall? And Vortex won. That was awesome.
I know.
That was good beer.
So
Ed,
yeah.
they do, they
was
were
good beer.
into
so
being there.
his
They were
episode will be
appreciative.
coming out
Yeah.
eventually here soon too.
Yeah. So that was great for them. It's
'Cause
super awesome because you figure it gets people to the brew pub,
He was shocked.
etc. Really?
He was shocked.
Okay. Well, good for them.
Because I went to him afterwards and he said, I'm speechless. I'm like,
Yeah.
So Ed, now we need to get you on the episode.
Right. I mean, that's a great place. We went, we've gone, the pizzas are good, the
Yeah.
beers. That was one that Rich actually liked their beer.
Oh,
so
yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not that means anything to anyone, but it means something to me because then I'm, at least when I'm ordering him something, he likes it.
I think,
Yeah.
like you said in the beginning, if you go to any brew pub, somebody that even though they drink Coors Light, Mick Ultra, or whatever, they will find something there that will
Yeah.
hit their palate.
They want to. They
That they
want to
can say,
accommodate
yes,
all consumers.
I can drink that.
Yes.
They
absolutely.
may not go buy it again, but they can
Right.
at least enjoy
But they're
it.
going to enjoy it while they're there.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's what they
Yeah.
want to do. They want something for everybody.
And
that-
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
No, go ahead.
to step on your
Well, you did it pretty
train
clearly.
of. Yeah, I know, but I mean, I didn't
I'm
mean
good
to-
at it, so go ahead.
Damn, he is. But anyway, now I lost my train of thought. Anyway, what the good thing about it is the fact that like everybody has their own thoughts on beers that they like. They've drank them for years and years. I drank Guinness and I drank Yingling lagers. I've drank that for years. And what's good about that is that you can go into a lot of these craft brew places and you can say, this is what I drink. I drink a Guinness and I drink Yingling Lagers. What do you got on that board that is going to excite my palate? You know, and most of the time that the person there will be able to match you up. And that's what's good about it.
We're going to give you the vanilla mango orange creamsicle ice cream schmoozy.
Sour.
But I've been there before doing that.
Yeah.
I enjoy those some.
I'm curious. The thing is, I'm more curious to taste them in a small pour.
Right.
Yes.
To be like, I tasted that.
Yes.
You know, but could I drink a whole one?
Oh, and we have, and there's been some that we actually had to
Oh, yeah.
squeeze the can to get it all out.
That last six-pack that we bought, yeah. It was,
I'm more curious of how they brew it to get it that thick.
Okay.
And can it. That as what we're doing on the homebrew side, I'm curious I would love to get with, like Fourscore or somebody like that.
We need to do
Theirs
that.
are thick.
Imprint.
Yes.
To
So
see
thick.
how
Yeah,
that
you have
process.
to eat. You have to drink.
I mean, a lot
beer
of
with
them
a spoon.
actually, I will say some of the kegs we get that are the thick,
have
we
to
actually
roll it.
we actually keep them upside down, and
Yes.
then before you serve them, you have to roll them.
Yep.
You have to roll them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes it is still an issue. I won't say like maybe a tap system at a bar, but like at an event, depending on what your equipment's like, it can be an issue.
Yeah,
it's a little thick.
You should see some of the beers.
It's better in a can.
But
I'm
some
going
of
to
the
say
beers
it's a
that I've
better presentation in a can, and a lot of them do that. Yeah.
But what I was going to get at is at these brew festivals, and maybe getting with somebody like you or Brewery Products for a brew pub that has really no distribution to get their product out there. This is their first step,
Right.
to get known at a brew festival, and then if they ever get to the point that they can produce enough to get
Yeah, a
product
lot of
out
it
there.
is to produce enough. Because obviously you don't want to like introduce something when it's not at its prime form, quality tested, etc. But then also to be able to have the situation where there's not an out of stock. Because if all of a sudden everybody loves you, that could quickly change if you can't back it up with like more product. To like have enough.
How many times have we said that you can have 1,000 positive reviews, but
Yeah.
one bad one? That's everybody finds that one.
And we see that with all products, not just beer. Things
Yeah,
can be on top of the world, and then you have like and things can happen.
Yeah, we
as
used to have
know.
that at work. You can have 1,000 attaboys, but one of those shit wipes them all out.
So if you do find a brew pub that you go to that maybe asked you to come see about, what are you looking for out of that brew pub? Their production, do you guys, I guess what I'm getting at, do you help them with any of the process? Like getting it canned?
No.
For
we take it once it is created, whether it's case, whether it's keg. But if it like, we do take a brewery on, obviously there's a sales team of, I think we're up to 14 now. We have, like I said, with those 10 additional counties, we have dedicated sales reps for that are just selling craft. We have dedicated sales reps for convenience. We have them for grocery. We have them for the on-premise, which we call the case stores,
Right.
Off-premise accounts. And then, of course, events that I do with all the fests and things. Like I said, I literally have an email that's probably about this long that goes to everybody at the beginning of the year, have all the dates. You tell me what you can be at, and then I'll figure it out otherwise. It just makes it easy for them. So we try to support, if they cannot be there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think what you guys are doing, and we were glad to meet you
Absolutely.
Thank you.
and get you in here to discuss what you guys do.
I feel like I do beer like in my sleep. So I will say that. So this is just silly and it's entertaining, but not to me. I will literally have an event that's going on in my dreams that does not exist. And I will wake up and say, holy shit, I forgot to do this. Oh my God, I forgot. And I will look for it. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I will seriously be running an event in my head that does not exist.
Do you get any
and I'm
good
like
ideas?
freaking out. Oh, I have more ideas than anybody has time to
I
execute.
think she was drinking
swear to
too
God.
much nice
No.
with the little grass.
But I do. I honestly convince myself it's
Yeah.
so weird because I'm always doing something.
And I
like,
bet your husband just sits there and rolls his eyes.
oh, he absolutely does. At least I'm entertaining.
My wife, not saying she's thinking of events, but she'll wake up sometimes dead laughing. I mean, just that barrel belly laugh. And I'm like, all right, she must be dreaming something. Honey, wake up. You're making me wake up. So I can appreciate it.
But I have so many dates in my head. I have so many things, everything's on a spreadsheet. Everything's on a spreadsheet. Everything's in a file. It's like,
And it don't exist.
and I have every single event I've done back to, I think, at least 2010.
Wow.
Like if you say I had something February 24th of 2010, I'll find it. I don't throw anything away.
Oh.
It's all in there. I'm like, oh, I remember you. Oh yeah, we did that.
I can remember a face, but not a name.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible with names.
I am, I will say I'm bad because I'm like, oh, hey, Jim. All right, well, I thought it started with a J. I'm so sorry. I don't know whatever it, and Jeff, okay, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm like, sorry about that. But you drink, I'll
remember that
Yeah.
part.
Oh,
Yeah.
when I DJ'd
Yeah.
for 15 years as a house jockey and a mobile jock, I could not remember people's names. But what you just said hit me. I said,
Yeah.
I know exactly what song you're going to request from me,
Yeah.
but I couldn't tell you your name.
But I tell people that right off the bat. I'm like, I am probably going to say your name wrong, and I apologize right now.
Yeah, it's called channeling.
Oh no,
I'm honest about
I
it.
deflect it. I would tell.
No, I'm just honest about
I
it.
tell my wife, look, if I don't introduce you, introduce yourself because I forgot their fucking.
Oh my!
forgot
My
that.
husband will have. But the thing is, he is like the most social. He is so good, but he will literally talk to you for like 45 minutes, and we will
never
go
know.
home, and I'll be like, "Who was that?" He's like, "I don't know."
That's same
And literally,
here. That's me.
you
That's me.
like you would think they were friends for years. He's like, "I don't know."
I probably know him somewhere along the line.
Yeah, it'll come to him in a couple. But this person knew
He'll
who
wake
he
up
was.
in the middle of the night in his sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it happens. Yeah,
And you'll be like, yeah, he was just at that brew fest. Oh, that don't exist.
"Oh my gosh, yeah,
I have a little notepad when I go to my customers because I don't remember anything.
okay."
And kids, anything.
I have a notebook that I literally write everything every single day, and I just keep it.
Yeah.
I can just flip. Like when I'm done with the page, I will exit. But if there's something still left, I'll like highlight it so I can flip back. Somebody will come like, "Hey, did you talk to so and so?" That is 5 pages back. Yeah, but he didn't get back to me. Yeah. Yes, I did, but I asked him.
Way too organized for me.
Way too organized. Absolutely.
But if you would look at my office, I look like a mad scientist. There
And
are
if you
things
clean it up,
everywhere.
you would not know where anything.
You wouldn't know where anything was.
I have old school folders for everything, like hard copies of things. It's whatever works.
Yep.
That's because
Yeah.
we are old school.
I am old.
We're
Yeah.
old school.
I could be considered old. Yes.
I graduated in '88 when you started.
87. I graduated in 87. I started
Same here.
in 88.
Same here. 87.
I'm
Okay.
not saying.
47.
Back to what
wait,
I
no,
said
wait.
earlier.
All
Yeah.
right. I'm
curious,
not going to
Dave.
say it, Dave.
I'm curious.
What?
I'm curious.
You are? Hi. My name's Dave. Hi, curious.
18. All right. What's it like?
Vicki, we've had a wonderful time. Anything you want to say that, even though this is coming out in May,
It
you have a
is.
lot of festivals coming up. What is the future for you and Brewery Products from here on out?
So I seem to have anybody that wants to have something ends up calling me either for help or like, hey, we're doing this, or can you give me advice? And you know what? Honestly, I will give anybody advice. I will help anybody do anything, even if they're not ready. There's so many different versions of what an event looks like, but, ultimately I will help you, no matter what that looks like. And then hopefully I will, you will use us in the future. But it's not all about that. It is all about the community. A lot of these events, people depend on them for their fundraising or even just to get their name out in the public. Whatever they need to do, I will support that.
That's awesome. Well, we do appreciate you coming here and sitting with us. Kevin, any last comments?
No, like always, thank you.
You're welcome.
Always great to hear.
It was super fun.
Mr. Dave.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. Since that time when we met down at the first time I met you down at the festival.
And she's busting your balls sitting here in
Yeah, she's.
I have
how
no
long
problem.
ago was that? Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't take long.
Doesn't take long
Doesn't
at
take
all.
long.
I mean, that was like 2 weeks ago. Or
I was
3 weeks
glad it's just not me this time.
but it was good. It was fun, and I enjoyed it. But and I do want to mention. No one can see this because it's off camera. But
Okay.
No, I finished the first one,
Dave finished the first glass.
Oh, good job.
but the second and third
He
one.
didn't
Okay.
quite finish the West Coast.
But
Yeah.
it's more than 50%.
So
Yeah.
Rusty Rail has such a huge portfolio.
They do.
They try so many different things, so many different flavors. It's just fun. Like if you look at the cans,
And they
it's
got
fun.
an Airbnb. Or
They have
not
that's
an
the
Airbnb.
thing.
They got like a hotel room.
So they have hotels. It's a
Yeah.
whole it's a
Yes.
whole experience. You can go there. They have
know.
games.
I do want to
There's
go
a
there.
brew pub. I mean, it's a venue. Like you
Yep.
can rent it for like a wedding.
Yep.
You could spend the weekend there.
Yeah.
And have a great time.
I-
So
Not
it's
even
all
leave the
encompassing.
I do intend on going up there
Mm-hmm.
because Brett had mentioned something about taking the three of us up there on his ticket.
We're still haven't gotten there yet.
and
So well, I will
I think I
will
was
say
left out of that conversation.
if you wanted to go like when at Winterfest you wanted to talk to Thomas and didn't if you actually went up there and did this remotely, you could do the whole experience and report on the whole experience.
that would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
We need
Absolutely.
some people.
We need some people. Well, we discussed it. We've discussed field logistics.
We're trying to get a little
And,
bit more portable.
Okay.
Yes.
It's quite the
Yes.
task to tear this down and make it portable.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, at least something like that you could stay. A
Yeah,
place
yes.
like that you actually could stay and make it,
Well,
make a day or two
I
of
would
it.
recommend it, even though
Yeah.
we're trying to get out to Seven Sirens too to rent his Airbnb.
Okay.
That
Because
was another conversation.
I don't want to drink, try and drive home.
No,
Yeah.
that's
That place is
no.
Yeah. Anyways, Vicki, we've had a wonderful time.
Good.
This has been fun.
Well, hopefully I was informative and entertaining
You were
and all
awesome.
those things.
You were awesome.
all of the
Yeah.
above.
Good.
You were awesome.
So we got one more here. This is Crunchbot.
It is Crunchbot. It is a caramel. Again, we're doing the peanut, but that's a good thing. We're coming up on Easter, but not for this segment, obviously.
Yeah.
But this one is readily available. I think
It
I've
is.
had this
So
before.
that's So that's February.
That's pretty cool can
And
art.
So yeah, that's February. And like I said, when I found out I was going to be talking to you guys, I thought, well, I'm going to snag some of that because it's not an IPA that I could bring for Dave. So what do you think?
I think I've had this before.
That's pretty good can art.
Maybe not this exact
It's a
one.
brown. I'm sorry, it's a brown.
It's
ale.
a brown
Yeah,
ale.
it's a caramel peanut brown ale. I didn't finish my
So
sentence.
it's an imperial brown ale.
It is.
So you're going to be a little higher ABV.
yeah.
You definitely get that peanut up
Yeah.
front.
I think you
Very
can taste the. I mean, you definitely taste the caramel. It's definitely a brown ale,
Yep.
which hopefully that's more along your alleys.
So I appreciate it, Vicki, once again for coming out and sitting down here with the CPP. Make sure if you are looking for events or new products, check out Vicki Jeffers and Brewery Products on their web, social media. At Brewery Products is pretty much across the board.
Yes.
They do a phenomenal job getting the word out, not just for the mass-produced stuff, but the craft industry alone, especially representing a lot of the PA stuff. So, Vicki, again, thank you very much
You're
for
welcome.
joining us.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And if you're out there, let's raise a glass with Vicki and Brewery Products and Kevin, Dave, and myself, and let's all be bonded
Bonded by beer.
Oh,
Cheers.
bonded by beer.